There are countless species living on the earth, yet only one of them inhabiting the studio of artists. They won't normally be noticed by a human being. They gathered to the moment there's no one in the art studio, and they have their own vocabulary formed their skin. What are they doing now? It is the election of the leader for the fauna today. The manner to elect is simple as who win the fight might be the queen. From all the previous competition, only the red and the blue have come to the final arena, as we can see the strategic wrestling now. They move in a tremulous way and have exceptional jumping and spinning faculties. The faculties could be ways to attack, and the more precise they attack, the more virulent it could be. The election itself become an endurance practice lasting at least 5 minutes to an hour in maximum. The blue is getting tired, yet it hasn't given up. It is also a challenge of who could respond quicker to the attack of the other. Other members in the fauna cannot interfere in the event, otherwise would be amputated by the oncoming leader. The fight comes to a dilemma as both of them have considered to give a final attack. Oh, the red takes a final leap, hitting the center nerve system of her contestant. She cannot hide her excitement and try to make sure the blue isn't pretending death. Other members gather around her and start the ceremony. There are 2 steps for this accession. The first step is to dance around the queen, moving toward her and return back, moving toward her and return back. The new queen is also tired from the endurance performance and stays still for watching the ceremony. They are all happy in this moment because of the birth of the new leader. No one should be tied till the queen would be satisfied by their dance. There seemingly are regularity in their activities, but the instinctive enjoyment is released. The hierarchy built up from the election seems perished in this moment as well. The queen is also enjoying this transient moment, able to stay still as an audience before she undertakes much more responsibility to sustain the tribe. There's also dark side of this moment as well. I remember can participate in election when the skin turns into either red for female or blue for male. There's no unfairness in this election as all their faculties are dependent to the genetic exception regardless of their gender. So the celebration is only ostensibly grandiose, as who would know which of them would get the new skin color soon for further challenging the queen. Herein, the second stage of the celebration starts to be performed. They are the own viewers of the performance, while no one else is in the studio. They began to queue in 2 lines and dance in certain composition of these 2 queues as well. The scientific investigation has not yet unfolded the truth of why the celebration is divided into these 2 stages. It might just be for the reason of entertainment as such and give them time for considering the future plan of succeeding the queen. They jumped and moved, yet won't get any reward after this labor-taking process beside of the need to do more work. Though the blue loses its competition with the red, He still has his higher position than other workers because of his early growth of his skin color. The earlier the growth happens, the higher the composition in the group he can be. They are gregarious in numbers of 12, usually without specific reason. Maybe the queen would always be in charge of the control of this number insidiously. Now the celebration almost comes to the end. See, what is he doing now? Oh, he's transporting the food for her queen. It is a long-term process. The fruit itself is easy to be taken as it is one of the particular fruits growing in the art studio. They are reliant on nourishment of the fruit because it would accelerate its skin growth, able to reach blue or red for strength. While at the same time, they would have a vocabulary scheme with random word nourished from the fruit, yet differential to the one on the fruit. The baby groups is prioritized in this feeding process, as they have not yet obtained the semiotic scheme. They are all starving as others, and they never mind which word will come to emerge on the skin. Why the word appear on the skin is differential to the word on the fruit. This question is still in the investigation process. The queen obviously is the next ruler in charge of the food itself. The children are to some extent fearsome to the starving queen as they never know whether they would be eaten at the same time. Queen can eat as much of the fruit as she prefers. Her barbaric strength even can be seen while she is having her lunch. The food itself isn't left much for the underclass, who takes more energy yet have less reward. So they have to attack each other for the fruit. The situation becomes barbaric then. The food isn't that enough for those babies, but they are allowed to find those food by themselves as queen legitimates them to the moment of their skin growth. Nevertheless, they better not to be discovered by the queen who would eat them, as the fruit has not been digested. Therefore, this process is very risky, as the queen has right to control the number of the group under 12. As for the underclass, they are not that lucky. They become anxious. Then they become cannibalistic to each other, indirectly. That lag is worth energy to live few days more. We never know how they come to sustain then. The situation becomes barbaric again. Why they need words on their skin? and why they have no revolution to the queen. Well, the mysterious quality has been maintained even since the moment of the inhabitation in the art studio.